A 50-year-old teacher with $11,000 in savings retired with $1.4 million at 67. Not because she won anything, not because she inherited anything, because at 50 she learned 10 specific habits and executed them without exception for 17 years. If you're in your 40s right now feeling behind, this is the most important video you'll watch this year. Because the math still works, and I'm about to prove it. My name is Dave, and I spend way too much time studying the financial habits of people who built serious wealth in their 40s and beyond. Not the prodigies, not the tech founders, the regular people who just figured it out later. If you're someone who feels like you're starting over financially, or you're in your 40s and panicking because the retirement math doesn't look right yet, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because this one is specifically for you. Let me kill the biggest lie in personal finance right now. The idea that compound interest only works if you start at 22 is mathematically wrong. A 40-year-old who invests $1,500 a month for 25 years at 7% average return ends up with $1.2 million at 65. The problem was never when you started. The problem is whether you start, and what habits you carry from here. Before I give you the habits, quick question. What's the single biggest reason most people in their 40s haven't started investing seriously yet? I've asked this to thousands of people. The number one answer is never, "I don't have the money." It's, "I don't know where to start." That ends today. Habit 1. They stop pretending and start measuring. The first thing that changes in people who build wealth after 40 is brutal financial honesty. They stop estimating what they spend and start actually tracking it. Here's the stat that'll rearrange your brain. According to a 2023 Ramsey Solutions study, only 32% of Americans keep a detailed monthly budget. But that's not the shocking part. The shocking part is what people without a budget think they spend versus what they actually spend. The average gap? Over $7,000 a year. Not per decade, per year. That's the invisible money most people in their 40s are hemorrhaging and cannot see because they've never looked. Habit 2. They get obsessively specific about one number. Not save more, not be better with money. They pick a specific monthly investment number and treat it like rent, non-negotiable. The psychological shift here is massive. They stop thinking of investing as what's left over and start thinking of it as the first bill that gets paid. If that number is $800 a month for 20 years at 7%, that's $416,000. Specific beats vague every single time. Here's a number most financial advisors will never tell you. The average American household wastes $14,000 per year on expenses they describe as necessary, but eliminate within 30 days of tracking them. $14,000. That's not a budgeting tip. That's a second income stream sitting invisible inside your current life. Habit 3. They eliminate one large invisible drain. There's almost always one expense quietly bleeding thousands per year. A subscription stack that's grown to $400 a month. A car payment on a depreciating luxury vehicle. A dining pattern costing $1,200 a month when they think it costs $400. Late wealth builders find the one big leak and fix it. That single change is often worth $10,000 to $20,000 a year in freed capital. Habit 4. They max out tax-advantaged accounts before anything else. If you're over 50, the IRS lets you contribute $30,500 to a 401k in 2024. That's the catch-up contribution limit. Most people over 50 don't know this exists. Used consistently for 15 years at moderate returns, this single vehicle can generate $700,000 to $900,000. Now you might be thinking, Dave, I can't afford to max out my 401k. Here's the counterintuitive truth. In most cases, increasing your 401k contribution by 6% costs you less than 4% of your take-home pay, because the tax reduction partially offsets the contribution. Most people are leaving a government subsidy on the table every single month. Habit 5. They stop upgrading their lifestyle every time income goes up. Every time salary increases, expenses expand to match it. Late wealth builders break this with one rule. For every dollar of income increase, at least 50% goes directly into investments before they see it. Lifestyle stays flat, portfolio accelerates. Habit 6. They invest in their income, not just the market. People who build wealth in their 40s almost universally invest in their own earning capacity. A $2,000 course that earns a certification increasing salary by $15,000 a year is a 650% return on investment in year one. The market will never give you that. A study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that the average self-employed person in their 40s accumulates wealth 3 times faster than the average employed person at the same income level. 3 times. Not because of income, because of tax structure and forced financial discipline. You don't have to quit your job. You just need one small thing on the side. Habit 7. They stop keeping financial secrets from their partner. Now you might be thinking, Dave, I handle the finances in my house and it's fine. Here's a number that changes minds on this. The average couple with 2 separate financial realities, one manages everything, one is kept out, holds 34% less net worth than couples who manage money together, according to a Fidelity Couples and Money study. On the same income. That's potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in lifetime wealth gone because one conversation felt too uncomfortable to have. Habit 8. They find one mentor or peer group that's ahead of them. You become the financial average of the 5 people you talk to most about money. Research from Harvard shows social networks are one of the strongest predictors of financial behavior. People who build wealth after 40 deliberately put themselves in rooms with people who are further along. Quick pause. Think about the 5 people you talk to most about money. Are any of them measurably further ahead than you financially? If the answer is no, that's not a coincidence. Habit 9. They get comfortable with asymmetric bets. Not gambling. Asymmetric means limited downside, significant upside. A small side business where the worst case is losing $500 and some evenings, but the best case is a $40,000 income stream. Late wealth builders stop trying to protect every dollar and start making calculated bets on themselves. Habit 10. They make peace with the math and execute anyway. People who build wealth after 40 stopped needing the number to be perfect before they started. They ran the math, saw it was possible, and just began. The biggest financial mistake people in their 40s make is waiting for the right time, the right amount, the right plan. Here's the stat that should either terrify or motivate you. According to the Federal Reserve's 2023 Survey of Consumer Finances, the median retirement savings for Americans aged 55 to 64 is $185,000. Half the country has less. If you're watching this and you have more than that, you're already ahead of most people your age. If you have less, you now know exactly which 10 habits to fix. Look, I'm going to be direct with you because nobody else will. Every year you wait costs you more than you think. Not a little more, a lot more. A person who starts investing $1,000 a month at 42 ends up with around $650,000 by 65. The person who starts at 45, just 3 years later, same amount, ends up with $480,000. That's $170,000 gone for 3 years of "I'll start soon." The habits in this video aren't inspirational content. They're the operational difference between two completely different retirements. You still have time, but you don't have time to wait. Drop a comment telling me which habit hit you the hardest. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next video.